be at least initially, see what they can find.
Yeah, I like the initial pressure coming through from Sentinels towards the B site. You know, you want to have, force the pop of your toxic screen straight away, get rid of that fuel. And it seems to often have this situation where it's like you don't want to push that because of course you're going to take that 50 decay straight away and you're so softened up. But you do need to pressure it away at least. And they're just going to go through with this, Doug, and keep it simple. And sometimes that is the best approach.
I will not be going to
SEN,
Iceland.
Baby, is 3 members of V1 have already dropped onto
I'm
the site.
for this stuff as well.
Vanity and Zelsis both going to show up a little late. Zelsis was cooking up something on the flank while Vanity actually took his gate crash shortly after the hit started on the site. So he found himself on the opposite side of the map.
I'm external
not really able to engage in anything early on. See if he can do anything with that flash. No, he's going to drop. Zelsis left alone. So I think one of the things I want to keep an eye on, Dan, is you know, we talk about Viper utility, right? And the pressure that's placed on the map and how teams often play around that and the mind games that are there. I think the fun thing, in my opinion, about Yoru, which is why I'm excited to see him get a little bit more love, is in a lot of ways, that's the same approach, right? Like, is the gate crash going to get taken or is it not? Are the pop flashes going to have anything following up behind it or not? There's so much mind games that can be played with that agent's kit.
That's true.
Yeah,
but I don't feel like
I totally
Yoru
agree.
is...
And I mean, there's definitely a lot of exciting possibilities. Valorant is a game where, people might follow certain trends and metas, but really there is no objective best way to play in any sense, even though you might see what looks strong right now in the meta, as we see this anti-eco coming forth from Sentinels. dapr is going to be able to make light work of a couple players, and with that, it should be pretty easy to close down the round from here. But I just want to, again, send home this point. One of the most exciting reasons we want to see this international tournaments, because this isn't a game like Counter-Strike where you have these dominant regions where they're able to kind of get the best practice, grinding the fundamentals, and really improving what everybody knows to be sort of the best way to play the game at this point. Instead, you have the ability to create a lot of surprises with lots of different gimmicks, if you will, as well as just creating really interesting compositions which allow you to do lots of different things in the mid round, or maybe it's about playing for delay and playing for the late round. And there's lots of different ways to take map control and lots of different ways to, for example, we've got no smoke setups or like heavy flat. There's just so many different ways to go, right? So it's all about how well-rounded you are in dealing with all this crazy menagerie of things you might be up against. So into the first buy rounds, of course it's going to be a bonus for Sentinels. We'll have to see what they're able to do with these Spectres.
Testing.
You see the two fake steps went through teleport early on to give the illusion that there's play happening, there's pressure happening around right outside of Hookah, but they're going to pull off. You still have the 2 remaining members of V1 who are playing on A.
Let me know.
See if they can cook anything up. Vanity
I think
and
you
Whoopi
had
both
this
there.
thank you
Back up off a little bit. You see the remaining members of version 1 have already arrived, but Sentinels have gotten onto the site.
Just let Maddie know.
Oh no! He got one, but he got traded right back out.
I just let Maddie know that I'm in the Discord.
As the spike has been playing, there's so much Viper utility to play around. I mean, it's just nestled in there safely, and V1 have to push through that just to get access on anything. The gate crashes there. Penny swings out for one. Vanity looking for a bit more, as it seems like V1 have been able to take the site back seemingly effortless. Man, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really nice retake, and it's one of those things too where if you're unable to hold on to these key positions, such as like
we were bonusing,
like that's a really big one. We saw these positions traded out fairly quickly. Things can start to crumble pretty quick on this defensive side. And you can see TENZ is trying to get in there to try to backstab that, but ultimately version 1 in winning this U-Haul control, you can see that the 2 players that remain are so spread apart between Showers and Short, they can't help each other. So it gives a huge advantage to the retaking players.
You think I'm behind?
Because they are able to play so much more effectively.
You're right. 4 seconds. What the fuck?
Already some of the use of that utility gate crash. The back of the site. Able to get that info. Aggressively short B. And then continue back to way after getting that info.
Yes.
So
perfect.
Some good early shenanigans from to see what we will expect from
Ian, can we add exclamation Maddie?
All right, sick.
Love me some shenanigans. Whippy losing the initial
in the title, please.
Gun battle as he drops. We mentioned Vanity who took the teleport along with the fake out. He's going to walk his way all the way around into a flank. Now the Viper's Pit has gone down, but V1 have already taken care of the majority of what Sentinels brought to the fight. dapr and shahzam the two remaining members who are playing in the Viper's pit right now. Spike hasn't been playing it yet. Now dapr's starting to get this down. Zam playing close. You see some of Effie's using some of that utility to try to get some information into what's happening in the pit.
Ooh, that's so scary. What?
Oh, Shazam's gonna get cleaned up. It's just dapr, and dapr's so weak. He has to play outside of it. So you're about to see this Viper's pit go down. They have no idea where dapr is here. For the footsteps, Effie's gonna get it. Might be able to get it to half. All right, got it to half, but he drops. Again, his position has been given away here in a 2v1. Effie's is gonna stick it. Zelsis is gonna get the third on the round. V1 tie us up at 2 apiece.
He did as good as he could.
Scary stuff there.
18
dapr
HP.
really in an interesting
Think if
position.
he's,
I love the use of the poison orb. And just trying to buy time, and the Viper's
think we
pit
should
is,
be okay.
it feels like there's so much gambling happening when you're around that pit because of the lack of vision. You know, we saw Shazam looking for a moment to kind of just find the right timing, maybe hearing some footsteps to just swing out and just catch somebody off guard. It's obviously, you know, can go well for you sometimes, and sometimes it's just the timing won't work out. And that's going to be the equalizing situation. Now, 2 apiece version 1. Looking pretty good right now. We get a Viper's Pit coming in from them on that B site. And the question is, will this deter Sentinel? Sentinel should still try to pressure Hookah, trying to clear out this position, because you don't want to have the defenders have the information as to whether you've left any players there. That's
happy
a pretty key
birthday,
factor. And at the same time, like, there's this mind game of, okay, the Viper's Pit's there. Will the defenders rotate off of B, expecting
Daniel,
us as the attackers to go back to A? So Sentinels are playing the mind games here, and it looks like they want to commit into this. But the mind games, speaking of which, version 1 also have that read. They're gambling that they're going to do just that. So this might be absolutely ridiculous what we're about to see.
What the hell?
It's like we're on an old episode of a Nickelodeon show with slime covering really every single screen.
They're gonna commit to this?
Sick does have the showstopper, and sure enough, Sick dashes his way in. Nope, he's gonna go. Okay, he got one. He did get traded out, but V1 continued to hold fast. Shazam and dapr have both already dropped. Vanity in a good spot. Takes a dimensional drift at just the right time, and he's gonna get away for free. Just narrowly.
That was actually a really good Yoru.
As V1 hold onto the site, clean up Sentinels to take the lead.
Yeah, but why would
and again, it's just
commit
the
to that?
I don't know.
It's
That
so
is
interesting
actually
because
really
Sentinels,
weird.
you know, the longer they wait there, they have to be worrying that version 1 might be getting info by pushing A. But version 1 actually expected that Sentinels would just say, you know what? We think that you think that we're going to do this, so we're going to. So, you know, it's like one of those situations.
I don't know. Why do you guys think
so?
that they
It's an
push
interesting
that?
precedent to set. So I'm curious.
Also,
next
why
time
is
the
it back
Viper's
in
Pit goes
sell
down,
only?
Wait, was that a
what the
save for them?
50-50 is going to be,
no,
because
it's a
it does
save.
get to that
Fuck. I don't
point
know
where it's
why
kind of
they did it.
a
That was
coin
weird.
flip as to what the defenders and the attackers are going to do.
Mike hates this
But
map.
it's down to the sheriffs here.
He
and
hates this map with a
Sentinels
passion.
looking to try to group up short, but this is never easy. You know, you're walking into so much util. They want to try to force at least a couple kills, keep the economy honest for version 1, but it's not looking like that's going to happen right now because they can't even really get vision. With that said, oh my goodness, dapr!
Woo.
Wait, how did
He's
Mike
done a
get there?
couple excellent frags.
I don't know.
That's
Wait, what?
Hey man, 2 kills in a round like that, I think they're happy.
I think
Almost
at
got a
least
third. I
for
mean, Vanity
the
was just
2
down to 5
months.
health. Yeah, I think you're right overall. To hurt some of that
Yeah,
financial
we can turn
footing
it off.
that
Liv.
version 1 had, you kind of take
Isn't
that
this V1's map?
as a win. But that said, V1 do have a 2-round lead here, and one of the things that I want to keep an eye on
I
is
wasn't paying attention.
so
I think this one and the next one is
we'll see if it
V1's
plays
map.
out. That gate or
And
the
then
fake
the
out
last
going through
3 are
teleporter into
Sentinel's
front
map
hookah
picks.
is
Alright.
not
Positive.
just
And thank you,
to draw
Tedious
attention.
Path for
It's
the
not
2
just to
Okay,
draw
apparently
eyes.
I'm wrong.
Oftentimes you'll see
Ignore
that
me.
as a counter to the Roomba that's looking to establish control in hookah.
No, they said that the first 2 maps
Yeah, it's a
are
great way to be
everyone's.
active as the defenders in a way that's quite safe as well.
The Sims pick.
Because the attacker's more to worry about. And
I
you
don't
might get a
fucking know, dude.
showers
Fuck it, doesn't
control
matter.
play here. So the operator will deal with the drone. And usually after that, you have to fall back, you have to reload, and during that time, the attackers could move into forward position. So you play it safe, you fall back into the next spot, which is back triple as far as
Let's see. I hope we got this.
Vanity is concerned. And you can see the pace has slowed down massively here for Sentinels. They got that showers control. The question now at the 1 minute mark for version 1 is, should we make an information play or not? And Sentinels, if they keep playing very, very slowly, they might be able to catch that if that works.
Ready vaccine today, that's awesome.
But version
Good
1
job.
happy to sit in this 2-for-3 setup at the moment, which I think is a good call this early in the game when you don't
it's
have
Maddie.
a good read on the tendencies of Sentinels just yet.
M-A-D-D-Y.
And Sentinels are just going to group up for that B
My mic
long
is the HyperX
three-man split with the 2 players coming through hookah.
Dude, why is my
and
voice
there's the
so
backside
low?
recon to try to get some info.
Oh, there's info for you, Whippy. Taking it from the shadows back into the belly of the beast, understanding exactly where the remaining members of Sentinels are. As Sick is already dropped. Here comes the Showstopper, not going to get a chance at anything as Penny gets cleaned up before he gets a chance to bring that online. Viper Smith going to join the fold as well as it's just ultimate after ultimate in this round. Sentinels have gotten onto the site. The spike is not down yet. Vanity's in a great spot, Dan. They don't have elbow control. That just makes the retake attempt so much more powerful, so much more potent because they can apply pressure from so many different angles.
Yeah, getting in right now is going to be very difficult.
Nice.
He can't afford to miss a shot like that. And
Sucks.
now Sentinels just have an insurmountable advantage here holding this site. And Zelsis is really all he can do to try to get some extra economic damage in here. But what a great round from Sentinels. I don't want to, count Zelsis out, but it really does look impossible. And he'll move through and get taken down. And one thing to note here is that Sentinels just showed version 1 an extremely slow round. So what that does is it actually makes version 1 less likely to want to play for mid-round information.
Why is Tyson abusing running on that hard?
Really
because he's trying to prove a
and you
point
try to play for information, you try to
that
push
it hasn't been
short,
fixed.
you try to push showers or something like
Basically.
that. They might just be waiting for you.
And the Spectre is the best running gun.
So it discourages mid-round information plays from version 1. Having a slow pace like that. So we'll see how that impacts some of these future rounds as we go into another buy versus buy.
Yeah, I know. I know Spectre is.
Again, getting showers control.
But no gun is supposed to be that broken where you can just literally move while you're shooting.
Slightly different flavor of a default here from Sentinels is it looks like now it's not just a drone that's taking aggressive positioning across showers. It's actually TENZ who's taking some of that forward positioning, but
yeah, it's an interesting combination, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been touch and go so far. I like the Viper utility, right? You see that wall coming up across A, and that was very similar to what we've seen in the last couple of rounds. They've played around that a lot. And here it is again. This is almost identical to what we saw in the previous round. Like, the utility goes up as they're rotating away, and it's just enough to make them guess, make them think about whether or not A is actually the hit.
Yeah, the toxic screen there that gets placed on that A side as well. There's some points that are important about what that does. But we'll go into that in a moment because we do have a take coming through onto hookah. More forward position from Penny, but looks like Sentinels are more than ready for this. And they're going to take these early engagements happily as it doesn't seem like version 1 had all that much to do. They unfortunately did not find the engagements in the way that they needed to. And look at Zelsis, he's just trapped. He's going to get spammed down. And then there's only 2 left after that. So you highlighted it, Doug. This round was pretty much identical as far as what Sentinels were doing was concerned. And version 1, they tried to play it slow again, and it just didn't work out. They tried to play it passively, didn't work out. So the next thing that normally you do in this situation, if you're in version 1's position, is you try to take some aggression somewhere at the early timing of the round, based off of what Sentinels are doing. Now, if you are Sentinels and your caller's really on point, what you do is you think, they're going to make an adaptation. These are the adaptations that make sense specifically against what we're doing.
Let's go.
So that narrows down what you're expecting as Sentinels. And so you can throw something at version 1 where you're like, okay, we think they're going to do a huge showers play, which means most of their players will be committed showers at the start of the round. So if we heavily push, let's say, the B side of the map and you switch it up in that moment, we're going to get a free site. Stuff like this, that's the kind of level that the in-game leader is starting to think about after you have this early round conditioning for a few rounds. So this is a huge round as far as the conditioning. I didn't even get time to talk about toxic screen, but maybe later.
Well, look, we know world-class Shahzam has this reputation for doing homework on teams and being really one of the best IGLs North America has to offer. So at least initially, V1 not stacking heavily, very similar setup, right? You see the fake out going through the teleporter. Not going to be clearing out room, but as you see, Sick hasn't actually used that. I know we're dialing in on something so small, but it's so common to see that bot be used to establish hookah control, and that makes B so much more difficult to deal with.
Asian hate
but understanding that fake
out
on the other side,
get into
he is
it
not invested.
Because I have very strong opinions.
Now it comes out.
But I just...
And this toxic screen as well, this toxic screen is really problematic because it allows, if you do lurker player into showers, it creates a spot where the line of sight is cut, so you can't just play two players as comfortably on the A site, because someone could just lurk out showers if you're worrying about too much about short, or vice versa. If you worry too much about the shower side, then you can't as effectively defend the short side, and people could lurk up short. So it creates a huge argument that you kind of want to keep 3 players towards A, which is why we've largely seen that in all of the gun rounds actually from version 1's defense. But here comes the push.
Have to. Cosmic Divide comes out. You hear the 100 Fury coming out from Effie's as well, who's still playing back on the site, causing some havoc, cleaning up members of Sentinels as Shazam drops. Whippy looking to snap. The spike goes down as well. That's big. 25 seconds left. Sentinels have to reestablish control of the site.
Yeah, they're both going
and get the spike.
That's true.
They've managed to do it this point, but again, Whippy's in a great spot to blow things up. He's on the flank. Oh, excuse me, it was Zelsis. Zelsis good for 1. Whippy gets the last one, the 3rd on the round. V1 take the lead again.
Yeah, excellent hold there from version 1. And that's great stuff. You know, you want to see stuff like this from them. You know, they're not in the best of positions, ultimately speaking, on the weaponry and otherwise. But you know what? These are great players hitting their shots, showing that they can do a lot with just the fundamentals. And they're fighting back. So version 1, you know, going again against this default now as Sentinels, so it will surely come through again. As I say that though, we actually have, it's going to look like the default. We're going to get the recon dot
sound of every gun?
The showers position, but we're not going to see TENZ lurking through showers to take control behind the recon as he has been. Instead, they've mixed it up. They're putting 4 players towards B here, so it's just not the same round. It looks like the same opening as far as B1 are concerned.
You guys want it louder?
And interestingly, version 1 seem to have blindly understood that this is the case, and they have a 4-man stack to defend B.
Okay.
Showstopper coming in from Sick. Love that, waiting for the leer before he blasts his way across, clearing that corner, not going to land, looking for a little something onto Whippy, gets it. 12 health left. He patiently waits for his team to show up, join the party. Zombs is still pretty far off the site, as now the couple of the remaining members of version 1 are starting to rotate around. Zelsis is on the flank as Vanity showing up as well. You can tell Zombs just kind of waiting for it, understanding there's likely a chance that they push in. But the thing is, Dan, they're pinched here. They're stuck. They've got to commit to B. They're going to have to fight their way through what Vanity and the rest of version 1 have brought to the fold.
What?
As Vanity takes the gate crash out.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Oh, Zelsis. No charges left. Zelsis in a great spot, good for 1, but the clock continues to tick away. They know where dapr is.
Oh, wow.
Spotting 1, that should be the call. Good for 1, Zombs left alone. In a 1v2, Vanity tap. Trying to bait that out. Zombs has great info of where they are. He might be able to isolate the gunfights. If he isolates the gunfights, he can win the 1v2, make that a 1v1, and Zombs wins it!
Let's go!
Zombs is fucking insane, dude!
Holy shit.
That's nasty from Zombs.
Crispy.
Oh my goodness.
He isolated it
and
made it a 1v1.
He was like so just calm and patient. I don't think it's like
That
a
was so
combination of
smart.
slow sends and just
Look at that shit.
unwavering confidence. He's a
Jay for
player
the
that
2
like
months.
a lot of players will want to
Five
kind
Guys
of
is
keep
better
moving,
than
but
In and
sometimes,
Out.
sometimes just
Also, Chick-fil-A is
you'll
overrated.
see him and he won't move.
I've never
He'll just
tried Five
stand there and
Guys,
then
so I
wait
have
for
no
you to
idea.
repeat, and he'll just nail you. So he's
think
got
he's
great
CJ
reactions as well. And that it did seem like, you know, Zelsis got a little bit worried there. He went very deep. Didn't necessarily have to come
He's
out
so
of
wrong. You guys are
but
funny.
either way, 5-5 as you said, and we're back to that default this time. You know,
and
with
the
that
Q,
recon, it's back to the
double J
usual
class for
setup where TENZ will
And the Q,
use that
L1,
recon to take
L1,
control of
and
showers,
Q.
drone through
Shake
to
Shack
try
is
to
better
take
than Five
control
Guys?
of short A
I've
as
also
well.
never had Shake Shack either.
Forces out the paranoia. That's
Black ass
a huge
opinion, no
maneuver.
offense,
Now
though.
Sentinels can keep the round slow if they want and re-exec, but
You're
they might
funny.
just go straight in here. The paranoia is already gone. The rotation is not in just yet. And Sick, he had to get that one. Whippy holds onto this position. Whippy knows that he can't stay alive there for much longer. Uses the TP to get out of there. Penny's going to get out as well with the frag. Beautiful work from version 1 so far. They maintain the 4v3 advantage onto this retake.
Oh, this...
Oh no! What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
Wall goes up again. Shazam's just get whipped on by Zelsis. Snaps on his dome, cleans him up. Penny pushing through the smoke, gets one as well.
We got this. Zombs, the clutcher.
Zombs is in a 1v3, a great spot to make something happen though. Does he have the magic in him again?
Go,
Already good for 1, but Penny's gonna stick it all the way there. The Mad Lad looking to steal it right out of under his nose, and he does just that.
Stuck on the box. That's so unfortunate.
Zombs is so scary, man. But this time, not going to pan out for him exactly. But yeah, it's just great work from version 1. If you look at the way that they handle the fights there, super smart. You know, we get the, Whippy gets that kill. He tries to get out of there.
That's
Doesn't try to
ridiculous.
hold the position. Holding U-Haul's huge, but he recognizes, hey, I've already got
Mike is
a man advantage to the
15 and
team.
7
And I
right
believe
now.
the same thing.
What?
He's feeling
One
it.
of their teammates, I think
And
it
they're
was Penny,
losing.
I want to say, also just picked up one kill and then faded out
Hello?
of the sight. So they had a massive advantage.
Viper on
the
this
retake.
map
I
is
just
so
love the way
good.
that they handled that. It's really cool.
For real.
And
Dude, he's
Sentinels
only
for this
played
last
Viper
round
on
of the
this
first
map
half.
like
Gonna go heavy
4
into
times
Bjor, but there are a
max.
lot of players here. There's a dimensional rift as well. All that information is there. Penny's gonna take down the first player, and shahzam at least gets the trade, but surely he's not in the best of spots here. He will back away. And out comes the Viper's Pit. The showstopper's flying. The
I'm
push for
so
this B site is
confused.
real right now,
Is
but
it 2
Sentinels
ults
are
down?
losing players
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh my gosh.
Mike
Oh
is
my God,
literally
Mike.
farming,
Indeed,
dude.
dapr trades it right back with the judge. 2
Wait.
Viper's Pits were used there.
That's how you do the fake
You
TP.
love that fake from Whippy, right?
Okay.
Can't think twice about it. Penny good on the flank,
they're
already good for one.
focused
He's
on
gonna
that.
have to back up though.
Damn.
I did not know
Because the
that.
Viper's Pit is offline.
Okay, okay.
And now it's
I've never done-
Shazam
They don't know
for
Shazam's
Sentinels, who
there,
finds
though.
himself in a 1v2. The thing is, Dan, they have no earthly idea where this man is.
Kyedae,
Oh, fuck.
Jarhead.
You can tell
wants you to
V1
say
they're
happy
guessing,
birthday
right?
to the
Whippy's on
brother,
the other
brother.
side. Penny's here. And again, that gives the
Sure.
1vx an
Just a
opportunity to
sec.
clutch things out. If they can isolate the gunfights, he's got a fighting chance. He also has the spike. So with 36 seconds left, it goes down. He's paranoid up.
Damn.
Shazam
Lindsay.
had a spot on,
happy
but no, it's
birthday,
Whippy
Bubba.
again who answers the call.
With the fake
For
TP,
V1,
Kyedae now
an
plots her attack
excellent
against
addition to the
Silvers.
team. And, you know,
No,
Dan, as this
there are
round
so
wraps
many
up,
good
I wanna go back
lineups.
to the previous round because something
There are
that
so many
really
good
impressed
lineups
me,
with,
and you touched on it, right? It was
with
how
Phoenix on
version one
Haven
played,
that I saw on
getting a
TikTok,
couple of kills and then getting
and
out. But for
I'm just
Whippy
thinking in my head-
specifically,
Whippy
he
whipped
didn't
hard.
just
He don't
get
deserve
out.
to be
He didn't just
teabagging,
use the from the
dude.
shadows
Mike
to get
wasn't
to
even
safety
looking
into
at him
back
and he
into
fucking
defender
didn't kill
spawn or
him.
anything like that. He went into showers.
Like,
right?
guys,
Like understanding in that split
I just
moment,
feel
yes, I can
like-
get out and be safe, or I can get out and be safe and put myself in a position to apply more pressure as the round goes on. And as we know, he unfortunately ran out of bullets, wasn't able to clean up anything with it, but just the game sense, really, to have the wherewithal to go there in that moment is just really impressive.
Yeah, definitely great stuff from version 1 so far. I'm liking the discipline. We're seeing the good fundamentals.
yes,
and
they've already qualified for Iceland,
that's just, there's
yes.
so many good things to talk about. We'll see, though, if there's a recovery to be made here. Going into the second half, Sentinels on the defense now against version
Sentinels
1.
does way better on defense in this map.
2-round
Watch,
deficit for them,
trust.
though. Sick will try to slow things down with the boom bot, but they are feeling that a push, and the rotation needs to come through. But the question, though, is there a commitment? You can see that the utility has been
Look at
pulled
Eli for
out.
this
That's,
episode.
that's a big pull. You know, they took the paint
What's
shells
my
out of
favorite
the
skin
hands
in
of
Valorant?
Sentinels. Didn't do anything. They took the boom bot
Probably
away as well.
Vandal
And all
wise,
they've
it'd be
really
the
done
Reaver.
is they traded some time
The white
on the
one.
clock for that. And right now,
Phantom.
Sentinels
I
don't
like
know
the
what's
glitch
going
pot.
on. So it's always a bit tricky in
But
a
I think
pistol
the only
round.
Phantom would be
You don't
better.
necessarily want to
And the
try to find the
Kyedae
information as
classy
heavily as you
Kyedae.
would maybe in a gun round. Because you can get more done with the pistols. You
Is
have
there a
more
match after
movement
this? If so, are you
possibilities.
watching? There is no
So,
more matches.
It's going to work out the
This is the
Sentinels will keep
final.
3 players on B
That's why
here.
it's a best of 5. This is probably all I'll watch today. I'm tired.
All right, there was info. It was quiet. Once again, Vanity
Oh!
trying to get away with the gate crash, and TENZ cleans him up just in the nick of time. He's already gotten 2 with the ghost, and there's great information to
God.
understand where the rest of
Oh
them are.
my
It's
God,
going
so
for the
sexy.
third.
What the
TENZ
fuck?
gets another one onto Whippy.
Oh, so sexy.
Zelsis
Holy
shows
shit.
up. He was playing back showers this entire time. He's now going to show up.
Oh my
For the
god.
site, he's going to get cleaned
4K.
up.
God
A 4K
damn.
on the round for TENZ. A great
Wow.
pistol for Sentinels as they bridge the gap down to 1.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with TENZ
Why
on
is
this
he out
goes.
there by
In
himself?
really
God,
any
dismiss,
position
how can
whatsoever.
you,
The dismiss
like,
was perfect. That
how can
couldn't
he
have
think
gone
that
better for
fast?
Sentinels.
Shots are
And again, you
clean.
just they made the right read. Just hold the position
Jesus.
in those spots where you just don't know what the opponent's going to be doing. It's not really a
Nut
strong argument
equals
either way. So
busted.
just hold position and just be
Okay.
strong and safe and confident in those positions. And that's going to give them
Alrighty
that
then,
opening
dude.
advantage.
Oh.
Up against the eco round now. That will be coming 4th from version 1. Couple of
And
shares
thank you,
in
Modest
their
Room, for
hands,
sub,
but that's
and
about
thank
it.
you,
On the team, Whippy will be the players
last one.
trying to get the damage done on the Yuru and Omen respectively.
I'm watching with Maddie. M-A-D-D-Y.
Man, that's clean.
Woo.
Right, Dapper's
Damn.
just sitting there waiting with open arms. A great understanding where that pressure's coming from.
Nice.
For a second. Yep, gun difference. That's felt right there as Penny gets cleaned up as well. He got away with 1 health, so he's certainly not as well off as he was a couple of moments
Sadly,
ago.
I ate all my cucumbers,
Got what they
so I have no
wanted,
cucumbers
and they've
left.
managed to do so, right? Like, Dan, they've managed to get the 2 kills to have the round lead without having lost anyone yet.
Yeah, this is how you want to do it. Just play to your strengths.
My nose
Make
is
sure
itchy.
that you are mitigating the options of the opponent, because there's only so many options where you can have an advantage with the pistols. So if you know what that is, then you know, and then you can know how to play against it. And this has been executed very well here by Sentinels. Zel's just gonna have to hit a nice share
Nice.
shot. Doesn't manage to land it,
No.
and the running Spectre will do the job to
I
finish
don't
things
know
off.
how it's 7-7.
The equalized score 7-7, and we're going to see that
right
bonus
now.
round
Yeah.
coming through now for Sentinels as they play against version 1's bye. And the question
19 and
is,
8,
as it
dude.
always will be, what will Sentinels
What the
do
hell
with
is
this?
this
Do they
KD
opt
gonna
to
be at the
play
end of
a
this?
What did he
passive,
eat this
or do they
morning for
wanna try to
breakfast?
get those Spectres, so some value out of the
Dude,
Spectres
he
early
only
on,
had
by
Starbucks, which
controlling
is
the
what
way
he
that
has
you have the fight.
every
Because the
time
Spectre
he has
doesn't do
tournament,
well
you order
in a
Starbucks.
straight
And
up gun
I went
duel
to
at range
Freddy's
against a
and he
Phantom
got
or a
some french
Vandal.
fries,
But if you can engineer a fight
Damn.
where it's going to be close to medium range,
Like
and you're
yesterday,
calling
he
the
didn't
shots,
eat anything.
now we're
He doesn't
talking. Now
ever
you've
eat.
mitigated that.
Yeah,
disadvantage,
Tyson
and it's
doesn't
gonna
really like
be,
to either.
by the looks of
Yeah.
things, some B long control
I
coming
think
through.
what Mike was most
version
worried
1, but
about
there
was
is-
what shirt he was gonna wear.
From
That was good luck.
from Sentinels, there's a
Tyson's
couple
not
players
even wearing
here
a shirt
who can
today.
jump into Sam, and it's going to spot
No,
that
this
full
is his
on
first
target.
day.
Mike's
He's
not
like,
wearing
version
any
1.
pants. He doesn't like pants.
See how far they want to go here, Doug. They may just decide to
That's so
take this
funny.
So
full
I don't know how
control
he's gonna fucking
They
do
still have the
land.
luck
No pants,
from
but,
Vanity on the other side of the
whatever.
map.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's a good start for Sentinels, though.
And Dan, that was what you were highlighting, right? Put your
Yeah, you got-
Spectres,
you got
put your
we have
Sustainers,
shirtless Tyson
Spectres,
today.
whatever it is, in this case the Spectres, in a position to win gunfights that you wouldn't win otherwise, right? Don't take those long duels, play around your smokes, play your tight corners, and give yourself a chance to win, or you may not be able to do so. And now version 1, they're down 2 members. They still have their rifles, but certainly don't have the advantage that they would have had otherwise as they play around A short.
Yeah, it seemed like version 1 were not necessarily expecting there to be the kind of fortified position on B long. They were expecting, I think, Garden to somewhat be given up by their pressure, and maybe that pressure will be respected more. But again, with the Spectres out, you actually want to, as you said, you want to take those fights if you're Sentinels. And Zom just got the info. Yeah.
Oh, but TENZ was just waiting, right? He was just right under the
Woo!
window. He never peeked out. Then he swings out. He's able to
Okay,
clean
that's
up one
fast.
As Sentinels
Yeah.
really
Holy
take
shit.
V1 apart in that round. And the bonus, man, like financially speaking,
Okay.
Dan, that's huge.
Insane, guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's such a great start for Sentinels. There's no doubt about it, and it does give them the option as well that when the next gun round versus gun round happens, or full buy round, I should say, it's probably a little bit less cumbersome. It is going to be the case that Sentinels, they don't have to bring out the operators just yet. They can leave that look for a little bit later as the money keeps growing.
Thank you,
And they
Lalo
can
and
throw
Midori
in
for
some
the sub.
extra aggression and feel more confident to
Tyson
do
Butcher does
so.
really grab one of Kyedae's
Because
shirts.
they
25
have
seconds
more of a
before
buffer to
his
work with.
And now V1 are back on
Sip
pistols,
water.
while Sentinels currently have 3 of their 5 members with over 4,600
And
credits
then,
in
thank
their
you,
pockets, right?
Lil
Like,
Young Bean
you're
Boy.
setting yourself for such
I love that name.
long-term
Thank you for the
success
sub, and thank you,
if
Papa
you
Fish,
can
for the
win
sub.
that bonus, and that's so difficult to do. But the best teams in the world manage to, as we mentioned, put themselves in positions, craft the gunfights the way
Thank you,
they want
Trax
to give them the
Lily.
advantage.
Yeah, so this is just for money and seating for the
So
tournament.
once again, we're seeing Sentinels just playing the distance game, playing long ranges, forcing version 1 to have to like collapse onto the site. Because the time is against version 1. It's up to them to plant that spike. They have to come forward. They've got to make the maneuver to do that. And Sentinels can wait for it. They don't care
How
if
much?
the spike goes
I have
down.
no idea.
They don't care that a little bit of extra money is available for version 1. Because if they're able to force version 1 to take forward more risky positions,
Yeah, they're
and
already
then
both
collapse and
going
get a
to
more
Iceland.
guaranteed result,
sick.
then they're going to take that. And that's, so far, it's looking like that's working out phenomenally well.
30 seconds.
Oh, 40,000?
The spike's not even been planted.
That's not bad.
Again, the clock just
Nice,
continues to
Zombs.
delay. Zombs in a great spot too. If it was difficult before, it just became damn near impossible there, and it gets cleaned up. It was an excellent flank by Zombs. He took back U-Haul control.
He threw his gun out and
play
he was
up
playing with the fucking
to give Sentinels a
frenzy.
2-round
Can
lead.
someone
and
explain what
What?
seeding is, please?
TENZ
I'm
is sitting on
sorry.
8,700.
So if
and he didn't have to buy
seeding is
anything.
basically for placement
This
in
round,
who
Shazam,
you play, and it's
7,900.
really
He bought
important,
a little bit.
especially
Now
in
TENZ is
a
gonna buy
larger
some as
tournament.
well, but
So if
you
you're
feel the
first
financial pressure
in this tournament,
that
then
comes
your
from-
seeding is
from
going to be higher. So
losing
you'll
the
play
bonus if
a
you're
worse
V1.
team.
Now they're back
is
on a rifle,
basically
but
what it is.
they're broke.
And that's how it normally works.
Yeah.
So
It's,
I hope I was able to
it's
explain that
definitely
well to you.
not the best
And
look
if you
in the
lose
world.
this,
And it's
then you
interesting
play
too because,
a better
dapr, we haven't seen him too much
in a
on the
different
Viper,
region.
but the last time he played Viper was actually against Under Thieves on Vines, and he had an insanely good game there as well. So, you know, dapr knows what he's doing, man. He's one of the smartest players in the game, in my opinion. Very intelligent player. And they're going to start off well again, just
Kyedae
taking
to
down
go on a shopping
Vanity with that
spree. No.
opening Julian's.
Tyson and I
Oh,
save
this
all of our
Freshman's
money.
just trying to walk up short.
We're,
This is looking a little bit desperate here, Doug.
We're saving to
Yeah,
get a
there's really-
house.
it doesn't seem like there's much of a way in
Yeah.
at all, Dan, and
Down A.
you can even see what they were trying to
Because
do.
Tyson
Vanity
wants
was
a
set up in
Tesla
showers. He used
so
the fake out.
bad,
He pushed up with it as well
But
to
I've
give,
talked him out of
give
it
the impression
because
that there was a whole lot
like
more.
it goes
like,
priorities
behind that
first. We already
punch, but
have
it
a
was
car.
Just him. He gets
That was
cleaned
awesome.
up, and
Like,
at that point.
We already
they
have
were committed to A, right? Like you saw him
like,
slow walk their way in through
we
a
have a
short,
car
and
already.
Sentinels was
Like we
just
have a
clean
new
that- was
car,
just able to clean
and
them
he
up.
wants to get a
Dan, that
Tesla.
looked easy.
The only reason why is because
Yeah, it really
the
did.
back
It-
trunk
Sentinels
has
controlling the
foam
space around the
foam
site
mats
really
that can
effectively.
make
They're
a
slowing
bed,
the
and then
opponents
you
down
can
when they
watch
need to. They're
movies
bogging them
on
down
that
with that utility of
tablet.
their own and taking advantageous
And I was like,
fights
what the
where they're
fuck?
very
That's he
confident
was like,
that, you know, the
he's
pre's
like, I
perfect.
want a
And
Tesla so we can
conversely,
watch
if you look at it from
movies in
version
our
one's
car.
perspective, on
And I
their
was like,
screens, it's looking like
Tyson,
very difficult
like
fights.
over
They're super slow down by everything. It looks like they're stuck in the
just
mud.
for that.
It's very,
Really, dude?
very difficult. A nice forward Astra smoke. I like
Like,
that.
we
Alert
already
to try to
have a
pressure shot
Camry.
B here. This is
It
what we're
works
talking about.
just
Sentinels,
fine.
you know, once again,
You know what I mean?
controlling
And I'm not
space.
trying to like
And
ruin
now,
his
you know,
mood or make
for
him
version one,
unhappy.
you
Like
can
that's
see
not it
there's
at all.
the flash and vanity. You got to be careful of these close positions. They're
No, the
actually
one that
speed things
Tyson-
up straight through.
No,
Look at
the
S5
Tyson
as a
wants the
five-man
one
push.
with like
Oh, the Vanity
everything
welcomes through from
together.
Zombs.
It's
Trying
like
to delay things.
100,000.
Yeah, Vanity made his way out with the dimensional drift, but that was it. Sick.
Oh!
Breathing his way forward, doesn't
What?
even get a chance.
Oh,
His whip was in
my.
a great spot to nullify
What?
that
Oh
threat.
no.
Effie's with the sheriff, looking for a little something. He's got the Hunter's Fury in his
Wait,
back
is the
pocket as
stream-
well.
is the stream
Does
lagging
anyone have a
for you?
Yeah,
chance
that's
at this thing?
that's
Despite
their fault, not
slowly
ours.
starting to come down, and Shazam's going to use the Hunter's Fury to delay it for just a moment, and he's going to get the kill on Effie's. Whippy left alone, spike not in hand, sight control not had.
Yeah,
this
but
does not look
Tyson doesn't like to drive anyway, so I end up driving,
Oh, God,
which is
yeah,
fine
this
because I
terrible.
love to
Whippy
drive.
has
And thank you,
time,
Watermelon, for the
but the
sub.
problem is,
And
as
thank
you
you,
say, there are
Kageyama,
so many
for the sub.
gambles you have to make in a
And
position
thank you,
like
Ascendant, for the
this,
sub. And Dirty
and
Sight
you
for
can't
the
check
sub.
everything.
And Yike, Goaty
And so Whippy's
for the
just going to
sub.
have to
Why did I miss
have
all
the
these?
luck on his side
Jay Zelly for the
as he
sub.
moves forward,
Is Mike
grabs
just
the
letting
spike,
him
and
run? Like, what
there it
the
is.
fuck?
It's a crossfire scenario.
like,
This
Mike,
Reno
you
winning
gonna
that
shoot
one
at
for
it?
Whippy, and Sentinels
But
still looking in control.
I feel like
It was a
there's
great round. It was a
especially-
great TENZ from version 1.
Yeah.
So with that said, they weren't going
I feel
to
like
round very much as a
for
five-man
me,
push
there's
through Hookah,
priorities of
and
like
now we're
what
back
you
into
should.
the full buy for both
Yeah,
sides.
exactly. And like,
it would be cool to see
I feel like
an
after I get
operator
a
work
house and I
here
feel
from
more like
Sentinels.
settled
Looks like TENZ is
down,
not going to pick that one up.
that
the
is
arena.
when we
And,
can,
yeah, we haven't really
you know,
seen
kind of like
an
not
operator
fuck
here at all
around
from
with money,
Sentinels,
but like
despite their economy.
you
They're
know,
pretty confident just to maintain
spend it on
this
stuff
full
that
rifle buy.
are wants rather than
And
needs.
once again, we'll see version 1 focusing on the B side of the map. They may have more success this time. They got the Hunter's Fury there to pressure Garden, but there's no setup there. It's very unfortunate for
Oh,
version
he
1.
got tagged in the fucking.
Oh,
There's the
Astra
setup. The
boy.
setup is tense
Woo!
on the site. Zombs gets it as well.
Oh, wait,
Vanity,
what?
though, cleaning up a couple of
Zombs
his
was
own,
in
getting
the
his
back.
way onto the site.
Like, and he
Whippy's
got
made his
tagged
way there
with
as
the-
well. Now Sentinels
The
are starting to
Hunter's
show up.
Fury.
He's going to dash his way out. My gosh, they're going to flip the map, Dan.
And there's the
It's a fake
TPs.
the entire time. I love
Wait,
that. That's beautiful.
oh,
Effie's gets on
damn.
the side as well. The
They all hit their
mind
shots,
games
holy shit.
In that entire
Yeah, they
round.
did.
Dan, they got onto the site. They looked like they had control. Then he gate crashes out.
Oh,
to
we'll
potentially flip
probably
the map. The fake
rent
out goes
for
through
this
the teleport
year
to sell that
because
fake,
we're
and then
still
he
trying to
doubles
decide
right
if we're going
back.
to be
V1,
moving over to the States
for
or
as
not.
disastrous of a half as this has been, especially
I don't know yet
financially,
with school and
V1
everything
had
with me,
full
so,
control of that round.
Yeah, definitely.
And
We're seeing,
then
those glimpses of brilliance in some of these rounds. As you say, like,
I feel like maybe
this
within
half
the
has
next 2
definitely been
years we'll
characterized
get
by
ours.
Sentinel's dominance. But you see
I don't
those
know yet.
glimpses, and that's critical. Because, it
And
shows that
thank you,
version 1 is still really
Frostic
in the game. They have their
Live for
heads
the
in the
sub. Thank
game.
you. You were just
and
jealous for the sub.
sometimes, I don't like to, talk about luck too much, but sometimes things just don't go your way. But version the play, and Sentinels have this
So
more passive
laggy,
setup on the
guys.
B side. Once again, version 1 keeping the pace really quick here.
Ooh.
And we're going to get those trays coming through
Zombs
onto the
traded
site.
it.
Spikes down. The Viper Pit is out as well. But Zombs has garden control. That's a big win for Sentinels here.
They feel some of that pressure. Yeah, they had to take care of him. Zombs gets cleaned up. Shazam does as well. As V1 seem to have figured something out in the last couple of rounds, but they still have to clean this one up. Sick. The other side of Viper's Pit. Yep.
Oh, he got
Sick.
him.
Good
Thank
one.
God.
Is he and dapr?
Nice.
Nice,
System
nice,
making
nice.
it work. Sick. Good for a second
Almost
one as
whiffed,
well.
but we won't
Equalizing
speak
things down to a
about
2v2.
2v2.
Dappr's just so
Oh my god, oh my
weak,
god, oh
though.
my god.
He's got 30 health and he can swing around.
Woo!
Sick.
Let's
Good for
go,
3.
Sick.
His toe weak,
Sick in a
though.
1v1 against Penny. Sick
He
just
has
down to
this
33
shit.
health though, and the
Fucking
clock
made him.
continuing to tick away. Penny can just play.
Yes! Let's
Sick.
fucking
Baby,
go!
call him Sick because that boy's
Woo!
cold. He comes up huge for Sentinels and gets the defuse to take him.
He's
to
literally
match
the
point.
clutch god, I swear.
What a
Bro.
incredibly good flick there from Sick. You could tell that he wasn't ready for that.
Oh, wait,
but
I've never
those
seen him
game
that
instincts
toxic
managed
before.
to take over this little micro
What?
correction.
Your man's being
It's one of those
toxic.
shots where I think that even Sick doesn't consciously know that he's done what he's done. It's just his body is just doing what it's been programmed to do over countless hours of grind, and
That shit was
beautiful
clean.
stuff from him. Penny goes
Yeah, I
down,
know,
as you
Sick has
say,
clutched
that's the
so
first map
many times.
almost in the bag, but not quite. Version 1 still definitely with more than a puncher's chance here. Of course, they can't make a mistake, but they've got a
He
good
is, he's
buy.
super talented.
Oh, we get the gravity well coming through.
Woo!
The aggression from
What?
Sentinels, and 3 players straight away are just gone. And Sick is
Oh my
looking
God,
for
flawless.
more. Shazam will
Oh,
take down
yeah.
Vanity, and this is the most ruthless, brutal, savage
Watch
way that they
Effie's
could
ace this with the
possibly
fucking
have tried to
sheriff.
end
No
this
fucking
game.
way.
I feel like.
Oh
There
my
it is.
God.
The flawless, of course. If we
Holy.
talked about
Zombs is
statements,
clutch too, you're right.
Chuck, and there is certainly a statement
Oh.
from Sentinels in this game. Great map of
Ooh.
bind from them.
Nice, good
Great-
map,
I
boys.
mean, really great map of bind from both teams. But as you said, Dan, Sentinels got to a point where things just started clicking, right? Financially, they were in a great spot. They
The
won that
Sentinels
bonus, and it
wins
just
are they
seemed
in
like
Iceland?
dollar
Oh,
after
they're already
dollar.
they're already going to
The
Iceland.
bankrolls were
Yesterday